Haiti is situated in the western third of the island of Hispaniola. Columbus discovered the island on Christmas Eve in 1492 when his flagship, the Santa Maria, ran aground and was wrecked at Cap Haïtien, a historic town on Haiti's northern coast. As the French took over the island, the native Indians were either exterminated or removed to Mexican gold mines. Black slaves were imported from Africa as the French became owners of the flourishing sugarcane plantations. In 1802, Napoleon's troops landed at Cap Haïtien, planning to recapture the island from the slaves and use it as a jumping-off place for an invasion of the United States. In 1804, Haiti was freed from France and became the second independent nation in the Western Hemisphere and the first independent Black republic in the world. The American occupation from 1915 to 1934 resulted in reorganization and improvements of the country regarding its road systems, telecommunications, healthcare systems, universities, and banking systems, but this did not affect any permanent change. This assistance failed to solve the economic and social problems, and when the majority of Americans left in the 1930s, the country was once again regressed. In 1996, René Préval, the winner of the second election in the country's history, was sworn in as president of Haiti, with the UN Security Council remaining in the country to assist in maintaining the peace. In the greatest tragedy in modern times impacting the country, Haiti was struck by a massive earthquake on January 12, 2010. Over 220,000 people lost their lives and more than 1.6 million people were displaced, especially in the densely populated area around Port-au-Prince. Oh my goodness, I think they're almost here! Hello! Welcome to America! Hi!
So how's school been, Tiffany?
Oh my gosh, it's like there's a lot to do. But I have this assignment. It's like for nursing. I have to ask you guys, but I just have to ask a bunch of questions with different cultures. Do you mind if I ask you guys?
Sure.
No
problem. What class is it?
It's for transcultural, so it's kind of
cool.
like nursing, care across like cultures and stuff.
Okay.
Neat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So in the Haitian culture, like what do you guys use, like nonverbal communication?
Yeah, like we use a lot of hand movements. I don't know if you can tell. And also, so hand movements and touch. We use a lot of touch for that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like when you're talking to somebody, how do you get or in Haitian culture, how do you get your point across to them?
I feel like a lot of the time when we're trying to get our point across, it's usually through hand motions and then touching and using direct eye contact is really important.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you,
That's a lot of questions.
Yeah. When asked a question, do you usually respond in words, body movements, or both?
I think we usually use both.
Right?
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I am too.
You'd fit right in.
So in regard to space in Haitian culture, how far apart when you talk to each other? Are you at 0 to 18 inches, 18 inches to 3 feet, 3 feet or more? When you.
I'd say we are pretty close to each other a lot. We live in close proximity, so I feel like there's no sense of space really.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say the first one, 0 to 18 inches. Yeah.
We don't know what personal space is.
So coming off of that, if a stranger that you didn't know touches you or brushed up against you, how would you react to that then?
That's normal. I feel like that's constantly happening day in and day
all the
out.
time.
Yeah.
Pretty
So it's not that weird. I don't even think I respond anymore if it happens.
You're just go about your day.
Yeah.
So are you comfortable with our distance now?
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. So then kind of about your social organization of Haitian culture, what would you say the normal state of their health is? Poor, fair, good, excellent?
I'd say it's pretty poor. A lot of people can't afford healthcare, and on top of that, it's hard to get to places. A lot of people would rather go to a voodoo practice place that's really close by rather than walking miles and miles to get to a hospital that they might not even get that great of care for. It's
or they might not even be able to afford it.
right. So it's pretty poor, I'd say.
So, well, on a happier note, like, what are some of the activities that Haitians like enjoy?
Our favorite is soccer.
So
we do
much
it
fun.
every afternoon.
Really?
Yeah. And like all the kids in the neighborhood come out and we all just play a pickup game pretty much.
Wow.
Yep.
That's cool. So, like, do Haitians believe in like a supreme being?
Yeah, they do have a lot of Christians there, but they also have another group that partakes in a lot of voodoo practices as well. So it's pretty much both.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you say like Haitian political views are?
Well, their government there is really corrupt. They don't get their voices heard a lot. And there's actually this town that they created after the earthquake. It's called Obama Town. And it says Obama, like, huge on a hill. And they did that in hopes that maybe after the earthquake he would come and kind of, like, restore Haiti. But he never came.
Oh, that's like, so sad.
Yeah.
It's
It
really
is pretty
sad.
sad.
Okay. So, like, how would you say like Haitians view time, like their orientation to it? Like, do they look to the past? Are they like present oriented or like future oriented?
I'd say they're pretty present oriented. They can't really afford to look to their future goals or anything like that because of
They're pretty, since they're like overall poor, it's really hard to think of the future when you're just barely making it by during the day.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And same as like looking in the past. It's harder to look either way when you're in that kind of circumstance.
They focus more on the now.
Yeah.
So what would you say like their view of time is? Like, do they like abide like clock, or is it more of like social, time oriented?
Social, for sure.
Yeah. That was easy. So what are like some traditions that Haitians use to like treat illness?
Oh gosh.
So many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's this one tea that a lot of people drink just on the daily basis. It's to help prevent illness in general. And what they do is they mix tea and, what is it, Sirosi? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's like what you would call mulberry juice. And so they drink that daily if they have the means to try and prevent illness.
And then I know that like if you have a fever, there's this thing that they do where they mix shallots, alcohol, and castor oil, and they mix it together and they rub it all over the body.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to get rid of the fever.
Yeah, and I know there's one that if you have worms and you want to treat it, they actually boil garlic and then drink it.
Oh,
Which doesn't
my
sound
gosh.
pleasant.
That does not sound good at all.
Yeah.
Wow. So, like according to like their biological variations, what does like a typical Haitian look like?
They're usually like tall, thin. A lot of them have bigger foreheads. Their eyes are like spaced apart with a flatter nose, like bridge right here.
Dark skin color, right?
Yeah.
So
Darker skin. Usually, if you have darker skin, you're like of the lower class, I would say, just because that means you probably work outside more and like are in the fields. Whereas if you have lighter skin, you're more indoors. So they would say that's like more of the higher class people.
So can you like see that like in the way that they interact?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, like, what diseases or illnesses are like common in Haitian culture? Would you say?
there's quite a few. TB is one.
AIDS,
Sickle cell.
A lot of intestinal problems.
malaria,
Yeah.
and malnourishment. Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, there's like a really cool way to identify if someone's malnourished, like because their hair is like can be really dry and frail, that it'll start to turn orange if they're like considered malnourished.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so interesting. I gotta write that down. And then, well, on a happier note of not being malnourished, but like, what kind of foods do like Haitian people like to eat?
I'd say the most common are like beans,
And rice.
goat meat,
Yeah. That's a lot of that.
plantains, fried
Yeah.
plantains.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Well, thank you guys so much for like
Woohoo, no
running and
problem.
doing a paper on you.
Let us know if you ever
Send
have
us a
any-
copy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think you'll want it.
Man, it's chilly outside today. Is it usually this cold?
It's a chillier day, but isn't it a good break from Haiti?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry guys.
Oh, interesting.
Don't you like it? You know,
Yeah, very different.
American music. Are you guys excited for your first church service in America?
Yeah, I think it'll be super fun. Something different, you know.
Nervous, yeah.
Yeah.
How is it? What are we gonna like? What should we expect?
It's like this church, the church I go to, we just kind of like hang out, you know, fellowship when we get there, and then the service starts, and we just kind of like, wow, what do we do? Sorry. Like then you kind of like do worship songs, and then we do, the pastor usually does a message, and then we do like another worship song, and then kind of just hang out until we all leave.
Oh, it sounds
So
fun.
it's a lot of fellowship.
Oh, okay.
You know, stuff like that. So what are like the biblical views, or like what happens in Haiti?
Well, the Haitians believe that man is surrounded by multiple spirits, and they're called leos. Also, like with voodoo, like instead of that, also there are readers and diviners, and they read the cards and people's hands. So
Do they do that here?
Well, like kind of like it's a thing, but it's not like a religion. If that makes
So they
sense.
have people that do
Yeah.
like palm readings and stuff. Have you
Yeah.
ever gotten it done?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little funny.
Yeah. No.
What is that?
Oh, a cemetery?
Oh, where are like the houses?
yeah,
The houses? What are you guys talking
you
about?
know.
Where they put on top of the graves?
Oh, no, there's just like headstones that say like the people's
Oh.
names and like the
In Haiti, they put little houses. So, like, wherever you bury the person, you build, like, a house on it. And they do that so that at night when the spirits come out, they have somewhere to stay. So they're not, like, just out and about, like, all alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death is associated with anger and guilt, and the survivors actually believe that they didn't engage with the spirits enough and that it's their fault.
Yeah.
That's
So you'll
so
see that a lot with death and dying. They still hold, like, funerals and they mourn for, like, a 7-day period. But after that, it's usually followed by, like, a lot of anger because they feel like they did something wrong,
Like
you know?
they let them down.
interesting.
Wow, what a great service.
Yeah, that was so really? You guys liked it?
Yeah, it was good.
I'm so
It's really
glad.
fun.
How did you like think that it went? Like, did you enjoy talking to people and stuff?
Yeah, I met a lot of great people.
That's so good.
They're really nice, too.
I'm glad.
Whoa! What was that?
Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Do you know them? Why are you honking at them?
know them? They just cut me off. You know, like.
Oh,
well.
In Haiti, we only honk if we know someone. We're like, hey!
Yeah.
Hey.
Really?
Yeah. What do you use it for here?
You know, like telling them, "Hey, I'm here," or like, you know, if they do something rude like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
How funny.
Too bad.
Note to self, don't honk to say hello.
America. Wow, that's so crazy. So Tiffany here. I was supposed to meet Sarah and Stephanie at 5 o'clock, and it is 5:30 now. I don't know where they are. So where were you guys?
What do you mean? It's only 6:30.
Yeah, but we planned on meeting at 5.
Oh, I don't know. I guess in Haiti we just don't really pay attention. It's like, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, when classes start, you gotta make sure you get there on time, or they'll be out before you get there. Good to go.
Okay. Alright. We'll pay more attention. Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey.
What you guys talking about? You know, questions. So I was like gonna ask you guys.
Interrogating us.
Oh.
No, not like that.
We're cursed. We should experiment.
Okay. Real life now. Okay, so you know how you guys are like kind of
just a little bit late today. So like
Sunglasses. I know. So, but like in Haiti, like if you had like a doctor's appointment and stuff, would it be different because it's like a doctor, or would you still be late to it?
Well, in Haiti, it's really rare to even go to the doctors unless you're like dying.
Really?
Yeah. But so like if you did go and you got medications or something, usually when symptoms subside, like you just probably completely stop your regimen.
Yeah.
In its entirety.
So would you take your medications on time?
It'd probably be a little more flexible. We would take them, but then once we started feeling better, like we'd probably stop.
Yeah.
But luckily,
we're going to be nurses. So in Haiti, actually, nurses are valued and they have higher authority than doctors. So, yeah. So, luckily, that's going to be us. So, they're going to listen to us. So we tell them.
we can teach them in that way. You know what's crazy? I didn't tell her. Okay, so here, like at the hospitals, we've been noticing that people always get wheeled out in wheelchairs. Remember last time we saw that? Okay, in Haiti, if you get wheeled out in a wheelchair, it means like your care while you're in the hospital wasn't effective because like what people do in Haiti is they do a lot of voodoo, and so they think that once you get an illness that you've been like cursed, and it could be like by an enemy or like your neighbor. And so if you go through all this treatment and then they wheel you out in a wheelchair,
It's like,
it's
they
like nothing
think
even
you
happened.
didn't get good care, and so your time in the hospital was worthless.
So it's important, I guess, to say you need to respect that they study voodoo. Or, I guess not study, but practice.
Yeah, and like make sure that they don't feel judged for what they do, but rather just educate them on, that they're not a curse. It's a natural thing that happens that can be treated, and yeah.
And try my hardest to make them walk out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Don't fight them on it. Just let them.
You guys are always touching.
Oh my gosh.
You're always filming us.
We can't help it, okay?
Are you guys ready for your first day of school?
Yeah.